Okay, I don't know if you can see that in the distance there. Can you see that? There, it's a 5G tower. And there's one, you can't see it, but it's beyond that. So yeah, how about that? But luckily I've got a tree there. But there you go. Anyway, we'll go to the shop. I just thought I'd have a little, see that camera there? I just want everyone to think about what's going on and who to blame. Let's face it, someone's got to be responsible for all this. Now, when I tell you that in 2019 a record number of CEOs from all the top companies in the world, as in Google, just every top company you can think of, why did they all sell the shares? Why did they all pull out? And by 2020 there was about 3,500 top CEOs who stepped down from their role because they knew, obviously. I mean, I did make a video about it. I told everyone when I found out. But you know, no questions were really asked. I was like, oh right, that's a bit suspicious, isn't it? No, it's more than suspicious. It's unbelievable. So every time you hear the news or any Bill Gates or anybody like that, just remember that they knew that this was going to happen, and that is why they all stepped down. I mean, in 1 month alone, I think it was 1,500. And I caught a few interviews with a few CEOs, and when they were asked why, they all looked very shifty and very awkward. Body language, you can't shut it up. You can shut your mouth, but you cannot shut your body language up. So, and the destruction of Europe has been a plan for a very, very long time. I mean, you must have all heard of the Kalergi Prize, and it's given to globalists every year. There's a whole list of them: Macron, Merkel. Go and have a look. And the reason you're given the prize, the Kalergi Prize, is because of your belief or following or whatever in the Kalergi philosophy. Giving a prize out. And when you look at the list of prize winners, they're all globalists. So there you go. A few people have said, you know, how long's it been planned? That's Michael Joe Fico stuck a rifle Joe Michael, one of my subscribers. That's a good question. I'd say hundreds of years. Hundreds. And all these protesters that are carrying these banners, a lot of them are being paid. I promise you. You get £35 to hold up a placard. And most of these protesters are these left-hard, socialist, bourgeois bastards who come out and virtue signal for everything, but then they're quite happy to do what they're doing now and causing death and destruction. And I'll tell you what, there's a warning to any of these leftards, bourgeois, socialist destroyers of history, Lord knows what else. Yes, I'm a God-fearing man, but we've all got a shadow inside of us. We've all got a dark side. There's no point in saying there's no dark side in anybody, because there is. It's what you do with it and how you harness it for good. Now, I might sound angry, but actually don't physically feel it. But getting back to what I said, a warning to any one of those people: if you come near me or my family or anyone, I will personally see to it that you regret it big time. I've got no qualms about protecting myself against these people, none whatsoever, none whatsoever. And I'm ready. I'm physically fit, I'm mentally strong. And the reason I'm like this is because God put me in this body for some kind of trial. And shit, it was a trial. I'm telling you now. I mean, I don't think anyone could walk 7 years in my shoes. Absolutely no way. No way. It was only 6 months ago. 6 months ago. It was only March. Was it April? April the 8th. So the police came knocking on my door. Or from the 28th of March at 6:30. No, sorry, on April the 1st at 6:30 p.m. banging on my door. 6 police and a woman. Now, nobody knocks on my door unless they've got permission, or I know they're going to knock on my door. The 6 police officers arrived at my door. I've been on lockdown for 8 days, never left a building. And according to them, someone had called and were concerned about my welfare. Well, that's they can say that to anyone. And I know why they did it. Because you've got to ask yourself, I've got no criminal record, I've not threatened anybody, never hurt anybody, apart from in a fight. And they were knocking on my door like they were desperate to get me to open the door. Now, one of them tried to grab my bathroom window. I seen it was the police because I could see through the window. They didn't know that I could see. So I grabbed the window and I closed it. So there you go. Within 5 minutes of knocking on my door, they're trying to break in to get me out and lock me up because apparently I can't look after myself. Well, I'll tell you something now to those 5 officers, 6 officers and that woman. I can look after all of you by myself. Anyway, they just wanted to check I'm all right. I said, nobody's checked if I'm okay for the last 54 years, so fuck off and don't come back. So they did F off, but they did come back the next night, the next night, the next night, the next night, then the next night. Until there's about 35 police, 2 cars, dogs, armed police, ambulance, air ambulance, and they come knocking on my door. Oh, then they went to court on the 3rd of April to get a court order to remove me from my property. So first of all, they come round without a court order and try and get me out. But they haven't reckoned on beating someone like me. He's not an idiot. He's not stupid. And I wasn't brought up. Well, I was brought up. I was kind of dragged up in a northern town. So you think you're going to knock on my door and try and extract me? You've knocked on the wrong door. So anyway, after that night, I decided, okay then, I'll barricade myself in because I've got a glass door panel. And I knew that as soon as they smashed it, they'd be in. Well, that's not going to happen. Not on my watch. You can smash my door, but you're not just going to storm in and catch me unexpected. No way. So I set about barricading everything. So I put a mattress against the door, half a bed, and then I got a load of fishing wire and I strung it all the way down the hallway, left to right, left to right, left to right. Triple £60 braid. So nobody's going to get through that in a hurry. And the reason why I did that was simple. Like I said, they were not dragging me out of my house like some kind of madman, because that's what they wanted. They wanted everybody to see and say, look, this guy's mental, we've got to drag him out, arms and legs. Nah, not on my shift. And I'll tell you something else as well. If I did open that door and I was faced with those 5 police who did try and grab me, I would have fought for my life. And I can safely say that a lot of them would have been injured. In fact, I would have took one straight off the balcony, because the balcony outside my front door is slightly lower. It's just below waist height. So I would have fought for my life. Definitely. Because that's what they wanted. They wanted to drag me out of my flat, arm in arm, leg by leg, because I wouldn't have walked out there. I would have fought them all. And then everybody looked at me and said, oh, he's mental. Don't listen to anything he says. It's a classic trick they've been using for decades and decades. They did it in the old days. Anybody with half a brain, good at history, art, poetry, any free-thinking person was institutionalised. They don't want people like me in this world. No way. So yeah, they came round every night for 8 nights. Until it culminated in a carnival of emergency service workers. And bearing in mind, there was a pandemic at the time, and not one of them had a mask on. Not one. The 35 police outside, the police negotiator. Oh, he had one of those negotiators, you know, like off the movies. For 6 hours. 5:30 they knocked at my door, 11:30 it was all over. Yeah, a negotiator. I was like, oh my God. I said, how old are you? He said, 40. I thought, here we go. And he started saying, oh, do you like fishing? I said, listen, son, don't waste your time giving me all that bullshit. What do you like doing and all that crap? Anyway, I was prepared to stand there all night. But like I said, there is no way I'm going out that front door. And then, eventually, they smashed the window. And then they realised that they couldn't get in. Ha ha! And the policeman, or the negotiator said, what's all these fishing lines? He said, are they traps? And I thought, that's a good idea. I said, yeah, they are. I said, if you come in and touch one of them, you're going to get a blade straight in your forehead. Because I would have said anything to keep them at my door. Every minute to me was a minute of survival, because I didn't know whether I was going to live or die. Now, the reason I tried to climb down the next balcony was pretty simple. Because, like I said, I refused to go out the front door. And I think my fate would have been worse if I'd have remained in my flat and 8 riot police come in. I swear to you now, I would have fought for my life. And they would have probably kicked the crap out of me. And I've got to cut it here now because it's 13 minutes. I'll get back.